We have a new background today. There's been some redecorating. Today we're going to talk about the smart gun. There is a thing going around that the People's Republic of New Jersey has passed a law which mandates the smart gun, blah blah blah, all sort of bullshit. Now, tales of the gun from about at least 15, 16 years ago. There's going to be a link in the bottom to automatic pistols, full 45-minute episode, very entertaining. I draw your attention to the last 5 minutes, start at 40. They talk about Colt developing a smart gun. Granted, this is at least 15 years old, this episode. So we're going to talk about the smart gun pros and cons. I have my handguns, my carbine also. And I'm wearing my class ring as a demonstration. And my guns are always safety checked for live demonstrations. Anyway. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons. Now, the smart gun means the gun will not fire unless it is accompanied by the transmitter. Transmitter could be a wristband, a necklace, or a ring, or some science fiction freaks like a chip in your wrist that's surgically implanted into you. Yeah, right. Bullshit. Yeah, right. Okay. My ring is the transmitter. Bang. The gun will discharge. Why? You know, let me demonstrate that with my 1911. I'm sorry. 1911 will get better demonstration. Clear. Okay. Bang. Now, if the gun changes orientation, which means if the ring is behind the gun fires. If the ring is in front of the gun, let's just say the ring is in front of the gun, actually I'm not pushing back the grip safety here to show you that. See that? The ring is in front of the gun. If the ring is in front of the gun automatically assumes that I have had the gun confiscated from me, and the gun knows not to fire. Also, if you keep one component away from the child can walk around all day long going like this, and it won't work. So, yeah. Those are the pros. The gun will not work if the transmitter is not in alignment, or if the criminal steals one but not the other, or if the kid gets all the one but not the other. So you need both to work. Now let's talk about the cons. It is believed that the cost will be $1,200. To put that into perspective, the Springfield railgun is $1,200. But also, they say the transmitter will be a separate charge of $600. Can you afford to spend $1,800 on a single gun? I will tell you right now, I cannot. I have more important things to spend money on. I have car payments to make. I have student loans I'm still paying off. I have political donations to make. I cannot afford to spend $1,800 on a single firearm. In fact, all three of these together are about a little more than that. Especially ammunition these days. And speaking of ammunition, they say that ammunition will be .22 long rifle only. Now, Barry and Eric, God rest Barry's soul, my Iraq veteran 88, have said many times, they have a t-shirt of it, a .22 will kill the hell out of you. Can you kill someone with the .22? Yes. One of two things usually happens. Either A, you're a Navy SEAL in Vietnam, you get him right in the back of the skull at like point blank range. Or B, you get him from a reasonable distance and the bullet goes inside and ricochets around for a little bit and they bleed to death 7 hours later. But a majority of the time, you never see like a 300-pound guy get shot with a .22 and be like, oh, I'm dead. Okay, .22, and we're going to argue with this forever. But I will tell you right now my belief, .22 is either small game bullet, target bullet, or last resort bullet. Okay, 45, 40, magnums, 20 gauge, 12 gauge, 223, 556, 762 39, 30 carbine. They are the defensive rounds, okay? 22 LR is not a good defensive round, in my opinion. So spending $1,800, especially if it's mandated, to get a 22 gun, I'm not feeling that. The user must have both the firearm and the transmitter together. Otherwise it won't work. Now, in theory, if I go to the range and my ring is not with me, I go home and get my ring. Not a big friggin' deal. If a police officer who is so used to putting his gun on his locker, maybe he takes his Glock 27, his off-duty gun, puts it in the locker, picks up the Glock 23, his duty gun, puts it on it. Is he going to forget the ring? If you have a break-in at 2 o'clock in the morning, are you going to forget the ring? If you forget the ring and you're accosted by a situation, you're going to feel pretty fucking stupid when you pull the gun out on the bad guy and the gun is like this. Oh shit, my ring's gone. Okay? Let me do a proper demonstration. Oh shit. Okay? That oh shit is gonna be your last words on this earth. And you're always used to loading the gun, unloading the gun, checking the chamber, loading the chamber, putting a holster, maybe putting the safety on. But now you have to train to put the ring on as well. And you have to get into that mentality and do it to the point where it's robotic. If I were to put a gun on my body, I wouldn't even have to think about it. I just pick it up, put it in the holster, and it goes in my body. Okay? I do it consciously. I don't have to think about it. If I have a gun on my nightstand at night, on the floor at night, I pick it up, put the 10-round magazine in it, make sure the safety's still on, put it away. I don't even think about it consciously. It's like when you put your pants on in the morning. You think about it? I just do it. So you have to get into a conscious habit to put the fucking ring on every day. Put it by your nightstand with the gun. If the glass breaks in the middle of the night, you gotta put the ring on first, then pick up the gun. You're gonna forget that probably. The suspect has to go to extreme lengths to get the transmitter. Now, we've seen suspects fight cops for their gun. Yank on the cop's belt, punch the cop in the face, shoot the cop, stab the cop, even you. They have all these moves they do to get a hold of that gun. They want that gun. Well, the gun is useless unless they have the transmitter. Where's the transmitter? It's the ring on my finger. Oh shit. You ready? That looks disturbing, don't it? Imagine this. Imagine you got a smart gun with a ring transmitter and this knife is being held by a home invader. Okay? There are people that will cut your finger off to get the ring, to get the gun. Because they want to kill people. Okay? They want to kill people, they want to rob people, they want to rape people, they want to sell drugs, okay? They will cut your fucking finger off to get that ring. I need to hide and push my knife. So they will cut rings off fingers. They will cut bracelets off necks, necklaces off necks. They will cut wristbands off. Okay, they will go to those lengths. Believe me when I tell you, they will. Familiar firearms are obsolete. That means you got to make a new gun with an electronic system in it somehow. I have like a red light on here. You'll see in the video down below the red light. I got the ring on. The red light says go. I got the ring off. The red light, or the ring's over here. The ring says stop. The red light doesn't go on. You have to relearn with a new battery of arms, maybe new manufacturers, new gun styles. And you have to retrain your battery of arms, whatever you're shooting, double action only, or single action, or striker fire, or double single. Okay? imagine having to relearn to use, you can't use a classic rifle. Okay? I cannot use this classic rifle. Alright, take these on. Okay, I will not be able to use this classic rifle anymore. Okay, all these firearms that we're used to are gone. They will no longer be in use, they will no longer be available, or they'll be heavily modified. How do you clean your gun? Spray this, lube that. Can I spray and lube my gun? If I have an electronic device on it, will that interfere with it? Will that break it? So as far as training, as far as battery of arms, as far as all these crazy techniques that we have been taught for decades, especially guys that are 65 and 70 and have been using guns since they were in their early teens, okay? We will have to retrain ourselves to clean guns, retrain ourselves to field strip guns, retrain ourselves to use guns, and it'll be like starting over. Now, in theory, if you're a young guy starting out at 21 or 22 and it's your first gun, you might not think anything of it. But if you're a guy that's been around this for 17 years or this for 45 or 50 years, okay, or if you carried that in World War II, okay, you're going to have a hard time reusing stuff, relearning stuff. Furthermore, the device is unreliable. I'll tell you that shit right now. Your computer. Is your computer gonna work in 103 years? No. Will this? Yes. Your computer that you have now, 103 years from now, is it still going to be better than every single computer? No. Will this? Yes. So, technology is not reliable. Internet this, electronic that, motion sensor that, it's not reliable. It can jam, it can break down. How many times did your computer freeze? My camera froze today. I had to clear off all the information, put the information onto a USB, erase the memory chip, and start over from scratch because my camera got filled up. And when I was doing that, the camera froze. What did I do? I opened it up, took out the battery, reinserted the battery, and it rebooted itself. Can I afford to do that if I'm being attacked? No. What if the battery dies? Do I replace? Do I get a new one? Do I recharge it? What if I forget to recharge it? What if it gets wet? Will this work if it gets wet? Yes. Will a battery operated thing? Probably not. Does it rain outside? Yes. Does your gun fall in water when you trip? Yes. Will it work wet? I don't think so. I don't know. I'll tell you right now, my garage door opener. Do you know how many times in my life I saw a garage door open on its own without the key and without a remote transmitter nearby? We used to have I don't know about now, but I've seen in my life planes fly overhead and open my garage door. Plane will fly overhead, a frequency will go haywire, and it'll open my fucking garage door. Swear to God. If a plane is flying overhead, will this jam? Inadvertently? If someone opens a garage door behind me, will this jam? Or will the sensor pick up on the garage door, not this, and think the orientation is off? Okay, this is reliable technology. Smart guns are not, they're new. Don't forget, it took hundreds of years for guns to get to this point. And to this point. And to this point. Okay, this rifle took about 500 years to come to. Between having a tube with a hole for a wick and some gunpowder and a projectile and just lighting the tube with a match or some kind of Okay? This took hundreds of years to get to the point where there's no flintlock, there's no wheel to crank, okay? This took hundreds of years. Look at the first pistols, look at this. It took hundreds of years. So this technology will not be reliable. Things can jam. Things can... Okay? Smart criminals. Smart criminals hack into computers and take your identity. Smart criminals get a credit card with your name on it and go to the store and buy $10,000 worth of items under your name. Okay? Smart criminals have transmitters to do that. Smart criminals have ways to hack into billion-dollar computers. Can a smart criminal clone my ring? Probably. Can a smart criminal invent a device that he can use to jam my ring? So if I got the gun on him, bang, 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 he has a transmitter, his transmitter disrupts mine. Now that's on like the 1% chance, 1% possibility, 1% of criminals, but could it happen? Oh sure. You'll eventually get a fucking computer genius who'll invent a jamming device for this fucking thing, and he'll sell it on the black market. You'll get that. And what's the most obvious one? The most obvious one. I'm looking at the paper right here. What's the most obvious one? Do 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 do. You know what? Give it up. Will a convicted felon go to the store and pay $800 for this set? Will a domestic abuser or someone on a terrorist watch list be compliant with this system for public safety? They're still going to have one of these with the serial number scratched off that they got when they broke into your house because they read the journal news and saw the map to your house and saw you had a gun. Okay? They're going to have this fucking thing, and you're going to have a fucking computer chip with a fucking ring on it that's not even going to work properly. And they're going to have you outgunned. Will I ever buy this fucking thing? No. Also, you got 3, 4 fucking rings. You got 3 guns, 3 rings. You gotta have all 3 of them. You gotta make sure you win the right one. I forgot to mention that before. I forgot to put in my talking points. What is this? What is the point of this? The point of this is simple. Not everybody can afford $1,800 for a gun. Okay? Not everybody can afford to adapt to this technology. They're trying to make it harder for you because they want you to spend $1,800 on this ring. This in the ring. Because this by itself, and this by itself will be outlawed when they make the ring mandatory. When they make the smart ring with this mandatory, these alone will be outlawed. They'll stop manufacturing them, and in most places they'll pass a law saying when you die you gotta give it to your grandkids. Your grandkids gotta turn it in. So, and other places will pass the law. I can't wait to shoot this through with this thing. And other places will pass the law that will say flat out, give them up now. And you'll have these things, this new thing, fucking new technology, together. With your new battery of training, your useless fucking 22 ammunition, because all your fucking 45s and 40s and 9s and 38 specials are going to be gone. And you're going to have a useless piece of fucking shit. And the guy that breaks into your house is going to have this. The guy that breaks into your house has this. You have this. A little fucking ring with a chip in it. That's what you have. That's what you have. That's all you have. Okay? Are the police going to use this fucking technology? Hell fucking no. Okay? Do you think you're gonna pay? You're already paying $500 per cop for this. Are you gonna pay $1,800 per cop for this? No. I'll tell you that right now. You're not gonna pay $1,800 for a cop to have this. I'll tell you right now. There's no cop. Don't forget, I work for a police department. Okay? I work in close with the officers. I see them. They see me. We say hello. I've had police officers in my family. My mother was the accountant for the police department for 23 years. Okay? I will tell you now, no self-respecting police officer is going to go out on the street like this, or like this thing. No police officer is going to walk on the street like this. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. Ring, necklace, bracelet, watch. I will tell you that right now. No cop is going to go out like this. No cop is going to do that. I'll tell you that shit right now. I gotta charge my phone, I think. I'll tell you that right now. Not gonna happen. This is meant to disarm you. That's the eventual goal. A little bit more, and 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 a little bit more. Thank you.